Based on the uptake of this technology and whether it might be uneven or not, what kinds of impacts might that have on liquidity around a particular asset? And in turn, what kinds of systemic risk questions might that pose? So do you think that uneven adoption of blockchain could pose a sort of risk?
Well, I mean, I think it's an important consideration. I'm not sure that in my mind, would be kind of the main limitation here. I mean, there's some practical things like let's move some assets on a blockchain first, right? And kind of show it working. But ultimately, how you implemented it, and there's ways to use blockchain technology for issuance of assets, potentially the way you could change how you trade assets, how you would do post-trade for assets. I think that there's ways you can do that without really changing liquidity at the trading venues and therefore best execution, which is obviously very important. But you can change it in a way that should lower costs, create more stability, solve some of the systemic issues that you were just talking about around creating centralized clearing and resolution possibilities. So I think those are a lot of things that can be, I think, very clearly addressed with blockchain without getting into, are you really going to alter market structure in a way that will change liquidity? I mean, that's certainly a possibility as you get to an end state, but you kind of have to go there one step at a time, and it can be very easy to kind of jump to a conclusion and skip steps. I think it's really just let's solve some practical problems right now. How can you change settlement finality timeframes? How can you change the way collateral is managed? How can you change creating DVP in asset classes that don't have it? How can you change counterparty risk? These are all things that blockchain, I think, can solve really important problems, big problems, and that's not going to change kind of, are you going to get best execution? Are you going to get liquidity?